Well, howdy there, nerds. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, we are on 3.2 now. At least you can't see it, but, well, it's here, and I can finally do this. Ah, so nice. Also, by the way, when you get 3.2 off your storefronts, make sure to come into settings and turn that on. It doesn't need to be. You can still see flaws in assets, but it just makes it easier. Also, well, you get this. Remember that castle that Faye showed in the Faye channel? Yep. There you go, right there. I will warn you, though, I do sound terrible. I apologize, but, you know, cold and all that fun stuff. Let's get into the real meat of the update, the weapons and the new characters. So, let me just say, I'm really quite impressed with a lot of these characters out here. And, hoo boy, there's a lot out here. Also, pay attention to the top. As you can see, the flaws and assets thing is working just fine. Now, next up, let's talk about the new weapons. And with it, Tharja starts off the batch, and let me just tell you, she got a really great hex, apparently. She has a Blade Tome without any sort of repercussion, as well as additional might, and that is great for her. She already does that. She can now do more of that. She also inflicts attack and speed -4 on foes within 2 spaces during combat, making Tharja a really great teammate for a really nice debuff effect, as well as that probably murdering someone. Just hopefully. Goodness gracious me, that was a good buff. I haven't seen much for Amelia. I only got her weapon just, you know, upgraded recently. So we're gonna have to take a look-see and see what we got. Oh, man. Alright, so, with her normal poleaxe, she does get the slaying weapon effect. She just has more might. But with this, if a bonus is granted by a skill like Rally or Hone, or movement speed granted by a skill like Armor March or Armor Boots, then she gets an additional speed and defense during combat. That is a really nice effect, honestly. It reminds me a lot of Brave Ephraim, who has a similar kind of effect. But, you know, his is nicer. This one, though, buffing up the speed and defense, both of her already amazing traits. Yeah, that's definitely one thing you're going to want to go with. And, holy crap. Next up, let's move on to Hinata and his katana. And let me just tell you, it's really just beneficial to what he already does, and does better now. So with this, you remember how we're going to get Fury 4? Well, congratulations, Hinata. You can join the Fury Club of murdering yourself. And Fury 7, boys. Let's just say this is pretty nice. So he gets attack and defense if initiated on, but also if you manage to refine it, he gets an additional benefit with Fury. And, well, you know, Fury 3, attack, speed, defense, and res +3. He still takes damage after the fact, but, well, I think you guys can roll with it. I mean, you're used to it already. He already has Fury, after all. Now, Ellawood gets a new thing with Durandal, and, well, it's definitely what we've seen a lot of recently, Swift Sparrow. At least Swift Sparrow, Swift Sparrow is going to be added to that already pretty nice beneficial effect, a +6 attack, and that's up from the normal +4 when it comes to base value. So, all in all, we're seeing a lot of Swift Sparrow is what I'm seeing at least, but hey, I think that can really benefit Ellawood, honestly. I think it's time to move on to the other 4, though, guys. Are you ready? Alright, and a skip over to there, and yep, let's just see what we got. Alright. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit loopy right now. Next up, though, we have Nino, and Nino got a really great tome. Also, I had a few things back there. Go take a... Anyways, alright. So, Iris's tome. By the way, you may be wondering, Sage, didn't you have a fully leveled up Nino? Yes, I did. She's not there. Where'd she go? Maybe she saw this tome and was like, oh god, gotta go. But, yeah. She gets Iris's tome, and that's her mother's tome, and with this, it's like Tharja, Blade Tome-like effect, additional might, no repercussions, and then also, when you refine it, she gets even attack wave. What the hell? Are you serious right now? That is an amazing tome. I thought Tharja's was a great effect with the, wombo combo kind of like effect, but that one just benefits her solely. Holy crap. Alright, next up, let's move on to Obro. And Obro's spear is a heavy spear, but with more might. But when you refine it, it also gives her close defense, which, yeah, that works for her. The one thing you'll notice about a lot of these weapons, at least it seems, they are aiming for what people realize a lot of these characters are built for. Oberon's really kind of a great wall, and they're just going to make her a better wall. And, you know, be able to kill armor is pretty easy. However, I will say Seth, I'm a little bit debating, and that's mostly because, you know, well, what he got was Titania, basically. Just change out the res, you know, tactic for a speed tactic, and you get the basic idea. And, well, I will say speed tactic is a lot nicer of a ability, and I'm still kind of miffed about the gem weapon effect. I know some people might be like, well, you know, it's just going to be how it's going to be, but it's just, could have been a lot better. Still pretty dang good, honestly. That's all I can really say about that one. It's just see Titania, basically. And with the next one, we are going over Niles' weapon, and let me just say, Niles' weapon is quite a doozy with what it has. So, its base value is a normal slaying weapon effect, but also gives a weird effect if the foe's defense is better or at least greater than the, foe's res plus 5, he will deal plus 7 damage with that bow. It's a weird effect. Seems kind of odd. I'm not really sure how it's going to play out. You know, I wish I had the Divine Dew to do so, but I don't. And then, of course, if you happen to strike a fancy and refine it, you're also going to get Flashing Blade. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Flashing Blade is really quite nice, especially on a bow, and especially accenting Niles' speed. Honestly, all in all, these weapons all seem pretty dang good. Seth's is a little bit worrisome to me, but I'm sure people can make do with what they want when they can. I just, it'll be something you can buff out, right? That's how it goes? All right, nerds. Let's move on to the next bit here. Let's go over the new character stats. Thank you to our data miners. As always, check them out in the description below. And, well, let's just see what we got here for our next Love Festival. Let's take a look at the stats that we have here that I can safely say, Grail, you're looking quite great. Just amazing, actually. I was wondering where your speed was going to end up, but 18's pretty much basic. From there, though, 41 attack, guys. I'm pretty sure that ties him with Halloween Dorcas. I could be wrong, 41 attack, which means that with a boon, I'm pretty sure Grail can actually go quite a bit higher there, and that's something Dorcas can't do. Also, 38 defense and 30 res. Really? I mean, he's already built to be a tank. All he needs is just distant counter or something, and he is good to go. Like, seriously, that is a amazing stat spread. Like, fantastic. Next up, let's talk about Sorin and Mist. And Sorin and Mist are pretty much what you would expect from a cavalry caster in this case. I will just say that I do enjoy the fact that they have a really great stat spread for being the attacking caster here. 35 and 33 speed for Sorin and 34 for both attack and speed on Mist is quite great, especially given their already interesting tomes. It really is interesting more if you would probably use a blade tome. I'm not really too sure on this fact, but yeah, they can't really take a hit physically. They can take somewhat of a hit when it comes to res, but, well, at the end of the day, they are exactly what you expect them to be, which is, just cavalier casters, and they will do their jobs. Can't really say too much craziness about this, but let's talk about the big boy himself. Holy crap, I had not actually seen his speed, but that is freaking ridiculous. Holy crap. Alright, well, 45 HP, 37 attack. It's not the strongest, but 38 speed. How do you manage that as an armored unit? Oh my goodness gracious me. Well, that is a lot, but 35 defense. He does not have very great res, however, so that's kind of unfortunate. It means Reinhardt will probably come in and maybe do a little bit more damage than we would expect, but honestly, that That 38 speed is ridiculous. And consider the fact that he also has this weapon. All of these characters have really great weight, apparently. Great weapons. But we do have to talk about the last unit there, don't we? Yep, that's right, guys. It's time to talk about Titania, who you are getting for free from this next Tempest trial. And we will talk about, of course, her other things that she has. She does have some abilities that you may be very interested in. We'll see. So, you can see that she does have the same sort of caster-like setup, but same as Soren and Mist. However, she has less attack and a lot more res in this regard, which forgive me if I'm misremembering this, but isn't that basically how all free red tome units in this game end up? Ah, God. Anyways, but no, the difference is that she's on a horse this time around, and she has the benefits of that, so I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem for her. She also has her weapon, which some have described as a toilet brush, but that is Loyal Wreath, and with that she has Swap as an ability for her skill, her command, as well as Triangle Adept 3. That is her 5-star effect, and then last but not least, she has Attack and Res Link 3. And for those who are wondering about Loyal Wraith, it is essentially the same as the other weapons in this whole banner, so as long as she's near someone, she'll have that whole bonus stat effect, which is great. But, that will be beneficial for her and for you guys when you decide to use her, if you decide to use her. However, that's about it. That is everything that I can possibly think of under one roof. And, well, I'm quite happy with this banner and this update. So, I'm just going to toss it over to you guys. What do you think? See you later, nerds. Thanks for watching.